Hey everyone, Brian here. Now, Spinning at One, about a week ago or so, did something as a request from somebody. He kind of put out how he would book, he was kind of asked how he would book the Smackdown matches on pay-per-views throughout the summer. And I thought to myself, well, you know, I should respond to that, and I responded on how I would book the 2010 draft. Well, I've done something completely a little different, though. Oh, now, I've thought about doing it, and that is responding as to how I would book the Raw side of things on the WWE draft. Well, not WWE draft, but for the rest of the summer. Now, we already know that Judgment Day is about a week and a half away, and the main event for Raw, which is Randy Orton and Batista, has been set and will go ahead as scheduled. And we know that Big Show will take on John Cena. But what I see, though, happening in the next couple of months, though, is really going to be interesting. Now, we all know that Triple H, being the guy that he is, being his on-screen character that he is going to make his return. There's no doubt about it. Whether Randy Orton is retaining the title or losing the title, Triple H will return at Judgment Day. If not, he'll return the night after on Raw. And this is the way I see Triple H returning. At either Judgment Day or Raw, when Randy Orton is probably calling for a legacy, you know, Rhodes and DiBiase to come down and help him, we get a shot of the Titantron, and we see Cody and Ted lying down in a heap, and we see like a sledgehammer coming right up, and then we slowly zoom from the sledgehammer right to Triple H, which would tell Randy he didn't get the job done at Backlash. And what would this do? Well, this would lead us into a match that apparently is going to happen. I'm not saying that I'm going to bet. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I've got a feeling it's a strong possibility because the program between Triple H and Randy Orton is done so well, whether you want to admit it or not, that it would be perfect to end this feud, this rivalry and program, at Extreme Rules, and probably what is considered the most violent match in WWE history. You got it, Hell in a Cell. Now, a lot of people will say, well, the poster has Chris Jericho in front of a cage. Yeah, well, that cage can also represent Hell in a Cell. I mean, think about it. Think about it this way. Triple H and Randy Orton at Hell in a Cell to end this once and for all. Now, it's either going to, the way I see it, it's either going to be for the WWE Championship or it's just going to be a personal one-on-one match. Now, if it's not for the WWE Championship and let's say Batista retains, then I have a feeling that the other Raw match that will take place at Extreme Rules will be a Falls Count Anywhere street fight, I guess, if you will, between John Cena, Big Show, and Batista. That's what I see happening. Now, you might say to yourself, well, what's Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase and all this? I've got a feeling Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase are going to be involved in something at Extreme Rules, possibly against the Colon brothers, Carlito and Primo. I could be wrong. But that is basically what I see, and I would not be surprised that we see MVP probably against William Regal in some kind of a brawl or something like that as well. Then we go on to Great American Bash. Now, depending on what happens, Randy, of course, is still going to want to be in the title scene. At the Great American Bash, I see Randy Orton versus Batista. I basically see this. Whether the WWE title is on the line in a Hell in a Cell match at Extreme Rules or not. This is what I see. Great American Bash, we have a triple threat Falls Count Anywhere at Extreme Rules. I've got a feeling we're going to have ourselves a fatal four-way at Great American Bash. I could be wrong. But I've got a feeling it will be John Cena, Batista, Triple H, and Randy Orton. That's what I see happening. Now, what else do I see? And basically that's the main event. I don't know what they're going to do otherwise with Raw. I mean, I'd like to see, well, this is I do see. The Divas Championship is going to be on the line in each of these pay-per-views. Extreme Rules, I've got a feeling we're going to have something like a street fight between whoever the Divas Champion is, if it's Maurice, and whoever the challenger is. It looks like it could be Mickie James. Now that might happen at Judgment Day, a one-on-one match, but if a street fight takes place, I'd go with Mickie James and Maurice there. Then the Great American Bash, we probably have some kind of like special Divas contest, and maybe, I don't know, something's going to happen as well there, but I've got a feeling we might have something occur. You know, between Maurice. You know, I got a feeling Maurice, either it's going to be a Judgment Day, Extreme Rules, or Great American Bash, is not going to survive as Divas Champion, and I've got a feeling WWE is going to do something to where she doesn't wrestle for a while, because she's going to be put on the shelf, or basically she's going to be exposed as just somebody that only has a limited amount of wrestling ability. Anyway, so far though, the main event I see happening at the Great American Bash would be a Fatal 4-Way. Now at SummerSlam, we will have one-on-one matches, no doubt about that. SummerSlam, just like last year, we're going to have babyface against babyface as the main event. Because I see John Cena, yes I admit it, John Cena becoming WWE Champion before SummerSlam, and him defending that title against Triple H. I know you'll say to yourself, oh Brian, they've done that already. They've done that. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, trust me. I've got a feeling it's going to happen. Now I know you're hearing what about, now you might be asking yourself, well Brian, what about Shawn Michaels? He's supposed to be coming back soon. They got this DX reunion thing going. What about him? Well, I don't think Shawn's going to return at Judgment Day. If he does, it'll be a surprise. I've got a feeling if Shawn does make a return, it'll be around the time of Extreme Rules, maybe the Great American Bash. But it'll be in time for the DX tour, no doubt about it. And the DX deal will help feud with Legacy. And we all have seen what DX does to other groups when they feud with them. They usually dominate them. So that's what I see happening. And possibly, as far as, like I said, and as far as Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes go, they're either going to face the Colognes at Extreme Rules, or they're going to face Shawn Michaels and a partner of his choice. I don't know who he'll get to be his partner. Maybe MVP or somebody. I don't know who he'd get, or who WWE would team him with. But it'll be Shawn Michaels and a partner, or somebody else going up against Legacy, Rhodes and DiBiase. What I would like to see is Ted DiBiase against Shawn Michaels at Extreme Rules, and whoever else gets involved in this whole Legacy deal go up against Cody Rhodes. I would like to see, honestly, I'd like to see Goldust finally step up to the plate, wipe the face paint off, and say, hey, you're not facing Goldust anymore, you're facing your brother Dustin. That's what I'd like to see happen, but I don't know. It all depends on what they do. Now, the Great American Bash, I do see something like a tag team match or something. I see Shawn Michaels and this other individual teaming up against DiBiase and Rhodes. And then, like I said, the strong babyface matches. I've got a feeling we're going to have a strong babyface match at SummerSlam. Triple H, John Cena. I do see maybe Shawn Michaels going up against Cody Rhodes. And Ted DiBiase maybe facing Batista. And I've got a feeling we might have Big Show against somebody like MVP maybe. I'm not saying that's true, but it's just a thought. And, you know, as far as Unforgiven goes, you know, Unforgiven, I see John Cena still as champion, and I see him defending against the Big Show. That's what I see happening. Unforgiven, John Cena in the Big Show. That's what I see happening. And Batista, I've got a feeling he's going to be putting something like a #1 contenders match against Triple H and Randy Orton in a battle of evolution. That's what I see. Or maybe even with Shawn Michaels in a fatal 4-way elimination match where it will be, you know, for the battle of #1 contendership. That's what I see happening. Or what I do see is WWE doing something like they did a couple years ago with Jeff Hardy and Triple H. Two baby faces in Unforgiven facing each other with the right to become the #1 contender. I would not be surprised if we have Shawn Michaels versus Triple H in Unforgiven for the #1 contendership, and Batista versus Randy Orton in a grudge match. That's what I see happening. And as far as Big Show goes, I've got a feeling Big Show is going to be put in a situation to where he's going to be champion. He's going to face somebody for a championship. Probably MVP. But that's all I could say on how I would book the Raw side of the Raw pay-per-view matches during the summer in reply to SpinnerNet's Smackdown bookings of the pay-per-view matches. I hope you guys like them, and I'll talk to you all later. The next time, I'm Brian saying peace out, God bless, and I just made it because I'm about to run out of time.